Okay, that video went out on me. So we were at Ezekiel 28, verse 9. Will thou yet say before him, slay thee, I am God? But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slays you. So basically, God is calling Satan a man. And thou shalt die deaths of the ungodly by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, said the Lord. Son of man, take up thy lamentations upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, thus says the Lord God, thou seal up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Remember, that's what he called Satan, perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in the Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering, and sardis, that's ruby, topaz and diamonds, beryl, onyx and jasper, and sapphire and emerald and carbuncle, and gold and workmanship of settings. Tabrets is settings. And of the pipes was prepared in thee. So in other words, he had beautiful voice that came out in the day that was created. So Satan was a created being. Verse 14, thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created, till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of the merchandise, in other words, the abundance of his trade, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and has sinned. Therefore I will cast thee and profane out of the mountain of God, and I will, see, that's why he wants to go and take over Israel, because it's near the mountain of God. And I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Thy heart was lifted up. Thy heart was lifted up because of the beauty, and has corrupted the wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground, and I will lay thee before kings, and they may behold thee. And thou hast defiled the sanctuary by the multitude of the sins of iniquity and dishonest trade. Therefore I will bring forth a fire among the midst of thee, in the midst of thee, and it shall devour thee. And I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth. So in other words, anyway, it's interesting how in Job, Satan made a comment that we are mere men as ashes. And then God basically is saying, I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. All they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee, and thou shalt be a terror, and never shall thou be any more. Anyway, I find it interesting. So now when you go back to Job and Satan talks to Job, he is rebutting what God said. He's kind of like, he already knows that God is calling him a man. So that's why in Job he says, shall mortal man, in other words, you're calling me a man, shall mortal man be more just than God? In other words, I think I'm more right than you. That's the pride. Shall a man be more pure than his maker? In other words, you're calling me a man, but yet I'm seen more pure than you. That's what he's saying. How arrogant. Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly, or in other words, fatal. How much less in them that dwell in the house of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth. They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without regarding you. Does not their excellence, which is in them, go away and they die, even without wisdom? So when Satan is talking to Job, he's really not talking to Job. He is talking to God in front of Job. And it's interesting because Satan says, okay, then as a man, me, you're calling me a man, more just than you. So I found that very interesting, and that we are never to fear Satan. He's just a created being. And God says he's going to return to the dust. Anyway, I thought I would share that because I thought that was good. Because a lot of times people think that Satan and God are equal to each other, and they're not. Satan is just a created being, and we are not to fear him. Anyway, God bless you, and you have a good day.